Want to win one of these prints? Stay tuned to the end to find out how. I should have been a doctor. 20 years ago, I made a deal with my mom. I said, Mom, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be an artist. Let me go to college, and if I can't find a job in art after college, I'll go back into medicine. 20 years later, here I am. My name is James. I am the box office artist. You might know me from all my crazy art challenges on YouTube, but what you might not know is that I have an over 20-year professional career in art. So I thought it'd be a lot of fun today, tell you exactly what happened over the past 20 years to get me where I am today. And I'm going to do this with the help of my friends at Wix. Wix is sponsoring this video, and today not only am I going to tell you that story, but I am going to create a very, very special website to show you all of the artwork that I produced over the past 20 years. And in fact, this also will count as a tutorial for you as well. Maybe you are an artist like me and you want to make your own portfolio website. I'm going to show you how with the help of our friends at Wix. Let's get started. Right here we're at Wix.com. Very, very simple. I'm going to just hit the Get Started button here, put in your email, type in your password, and we are good to go. I want to create a website for myself, so I'm going to click Myself, and now it says what kind of website do you need. Because this is more of a portfolio type website, I'm going to hit Portfolio and CV. And now Wix gives you all of these different templates here, if you look here, that you could use to pick, and then you could just go in there and replace the photos. So one of the reasons I picked this one was because it has a lot of different windows, because I have a lot of parts to my story that I want to tell. But first things first, I'm just going to go ahead and change the name. I'm just going to click on this text here. I'm going to hit Edit Text and change my name. James Rays. So for those of you who are here to learn how to build your own Wix site, I'm going to have time codes down below. So if there's any part of creating your website that you want to fast forward to, there'll be time codes there. You could just click onto the part that you need help with, and that will bring you to that particular part of the video. Maybe I'll change this to the art of James Rays. You can make it whatever you want, to be honest with you. Instead of 20 years of art, how about 20 years of professional work? That's right, because I'm a professional. I could click on these, and each one of these I could go and replace the image. Now to do so, first I need to hit this Replace Image button, and now I can start uploading my own personal artwork and images up to Wix, okay? And then from there, I can start replacing images, okay? I can hit the Upload Media button. It's gonna bring me into my computer, say Upload from Computer. I'm gonna click that, and then I can start uploading all of my images. Now, I'll just do that, and I'll snap my fingers, and then all of these will be filled. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so I changed all the thumbnails, okay, to artwork that kind of represented what I wanted to show, okay? And I changed all the titles, so let's see how that looks. And there you go. The layout leaves a little bit to be desired. It's a little off, so I'm gonna change this. All I have to do is click Settings, and it brings up this little window here on the side. And I'm gonna click on Layout, and I could change the layout here. So I could go through these and then look at all the different layouts that are possible here. But I think I'm liking grid. I like everyone to be the same size. All of these little squares will link to individual pages. Now, because this was already set up for us, super simple. All I have to do is go to these side buttons here. And if I were to click to the first one, Menus and Pages, if I click on this, you will see that I already have all of these projects set up already. So I'm going to click on Project 1, and it's going to bring me to the one that was set up as a default, Project 2, Project 3, Project 4, and so on. And then I can link each one of those squares to each one of these projects. So let's go to Project 1. And in this particular project page, I'm going to talk about where I started my career, and that is in comic books. Comics was my very first foray into professional art, being paid for drawing. And I've always wanted to work in comics ever since I was a high school kid. And there were 4 main companies that I worked for. I started at a company called Dreamwave Comics, and the very first comics that I worked on was something called Dark Mind's Witchblade. And I was doing backgrounds for an artist for quite a while on Dark Minds Witchblade, on a book called Dark Minds, and then they got the Transformers license. And from there, I got to work on a whole bunch of different Transformers comics, including Transformers Armada, which in Transformers circles, that's what I'm most known for, was my run on Transformers Armada way back in 2002. From Dreamwave, I got the opportunity to work at DC Comics. In fact, my very first project that I worked on was with a writer named Warren Ellis, very famous comic book writer, and we created something called Tokyo Storm Warning, which was a lot of fun. I got to do 3 issues of that, and then after that was done, I got the opportunity to work on one of my favorite heroes of all time, Wonder Woman. Yes, I got to work on Wonder Woman 212 and 213, got to work on the Justice League, and that was tons of fun. And after that, I moved on to other companies, but then I got the opportunity to come back and finish off my comic book career doing Birds of Prey. And the movie just came out, but I did Birds of Prey number 98 and 99 with Gail Simone. In 2005, I lived a lifelong dream by getting an opportunity to work at Marvel Comics. They saw a pinup I did of the Hulk, and they asked me if I could do the Hulk. So I got to work on the Hulk Destruction, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And they liked my work so much, they offered me more work. I did a one-shot of Captain Universe Invisible Woman, which was a lot of fun. They liked my work on that, so they gave me a run on a title called Amazing Fantasy, where we got to redesign the character Death's Head. And I did about 4 issues of that, issues 16, 17, and 18, and finished off with issue 20. The Transformers license actually went to a new company, and that company is IDW Publishing. And to this day, I'm still doing a lot of work for them. In 2006, realizing that the life of a freelance comic book artist didn't really feel like it was for me anymore, I decided to change career paths. That's when I went back to school and studied 3D animation. My first job was at MGM, and I worked on a show called Stargate. And I worked on the 2 DVD movies, Stargate Arc of Truth, and then Stargate Continuum, and that was my first job. I was a 3D modeler. Great part about that, I got to work on set, I got to meet all the actors, and that was a lot of fun. But the thing about film is, you work 3 months here, 6 months there, and you're always moving around. After that, I got to work on Watchmen, which was a lot of fun. I learned a lot as a 3D modeler on that show, and then I got to work on a show for Sci-Fi called Sanctuary. And then I worked on Victus. We did crowd simulations, so the stadiums were empty, and we would fill the stadiums with people, and that was a great learning experience. And from here, I was starting to transition, because I started off as a 3D modeler, and I started transitioning into a job called matte painting, and that's what I did after that. But I was working for a company called Spin at this time, and we worked on a lot of fun projects like Underworld Awakening, and then I worked on some sci-fi shows. And I believe I ended off my career at Spin on a show called Rain. I actually had a cup of coffee in video games, and I went to work for Ubisoft on a game called Splinter Cell Blacklist, which was a lot of fun. I worked on the cinematics team, and then I worked at a company called Pixamundo, where I worked on some Netflix shows. I worked on Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny, and Marco Polo, which was a lot of fun. And then I started working on some big movies. I worked on Fast and Furious 7. I got to do some little things in there. And then I got to work on everyone's favorite movie, Fan Four Stick, the Fantastic Four. This was the last film that I did in 2016 before I decided to quit my job and change career paths again. This is a piece I did of the cast of Stargate. Now, I told you guys earlier that I worked on Stargate. Now, there was a time where I had a lot of waiting time for renders and stuff without getting too technical into it. So while I was doing that, I actually drew this particular piece here. What I didn't know is that this was a catalyst to what my career is today. And this is the color version. I got this colored a little bit later on. But one thing I did want you to notice, when I did get it colored, look down here. This was the start of my YouTube channel. So this brings me to my entire YouTube era, and this changed my life forever. So it's going to be represented by this Wonder Woman icon here. So I'm going to change the link here to something called YouTube here. And I already set this up. I'm going to hit done. So now if I head to preview, and I click on the Wonder Woman head, and I click on all of these images here, you'll see that I have a whole bunch of different sections here. Okay, because I started my channel in 2013. I had some time off. I was in between jobs, in between Ubisoft and then going back to work, so I wanted to try something, and that's when this little thing called YouTube came along. And that's when I did my very first video. It was Iron Man 3, and it was a lot of fun, and I did quite a few videos during that time. Then I went back to work, and it wasn't until 2015 that I decided, you know what if I did give it a real shot? So I would wake up early in the morning in 2015 and I would work on different types of videos. And it was in 2016 that I decided to quit my job and go into YouTube for real. And one of the very first projects that I wanted to do was I wanted to get everyone's attention. So I decided to create something really special. And that was this. If I go up to this icon here with me looking all happy, this is the ultimate Star Wars piece. I talked about this ad nauseum on my channel, and if you click up here, you could actually learn more about this particular project. But I wanted to draw a mural, and as you can see here, that encompassed the entirety of the saga here. Right? At that time, there was 8 episodes out at that time, episodes 1 through 7 and Rogue One, and I wanted to draw a piece. This took me 7 months. 450 hours of actual footage that I shot, probably about over 1,000 hours of work to get this particular piece done. And I have it here all on this page here. You can take a look at all the different pieces that I did here. So I kept going around my YouTube channel. It was a lot of fun, but you know, I decided maybe that was enough. Maybe I was going to go back to work. But then I sent a tweet out to Kevin Feige, Bob Iger. If you don't know that, Bob Iger runs Disney, Kevin Feige runs Marvel Studios, and Disney actually contacted me, and then that led me to doing one of the greatest pieces of my career. This is my Avengers Infinity War mural. Okay, I did this in the first quarter of 2017. They gave me 5 weeks. They said, "What can you do?" And this is what I did. And this installation you could find at the time at movie theaters around the world, select movie theaters, and they had a setup like this. And if you can see here on the side, they had my name here. In this location here, this was in the LA version, they actually had the original art under glass on the other side, and then they had monitors here which were playing the videos of me drawing this particular piece. And here, this is in China. They actually had one set up in China as well. But the one video that really put me on the map is this section right here. Kids concept, dad's drawing. That's where I took my kids' drawings and then I drew them in my style. In this particular video right here, this was the first video that hit 1 million views. And this was the video that kind of exploded my channel. And one that got very, very popular was me doing character fusions. I would take 1 or 2 or sometimes a whole team of characters and I would mash them together. And that's what I did here. So Ryan Reynolds won. And I had to go to the link here and there's a whole bunch here. This is a Justice League all mashed together. We have the X-Men all mashed together here. We have Mickey Mouse and a mech. I thought that was a lot of fun. I started taking Transformers and mashing them together with children's characters, which I thought was a lot of fun. And one of my most popular series is when I take a person's name or a character's name, and then I'll actually draw the character around that name or from the name. One of my most famous series, in fact, the compilation of these videos. The first one I did anyway, that hit over 15 million views. And one of my most popular series to date is taking the name and then drawing the character around the name. And these are a few of them right here. So it's my favorite, The Rock. And one fun thing that I like to do is a lot of people would hire me to do drawings for them, as we call them commissions. And I got to do quite a few of them and then show them on my channel as well. And these are always fun because drawing things that the fans like me to draw and something personal for them, doing a personal gift for fans. This is always fun and always touching for me whenever a fan gets a piece of artwork that I did and really enjoys it. One fun thing I like to do with my channel, sometimes I get to draw celebrities all the time, sometimes for myself and sometimes for real. This is a piece I did when I hit 1 million views, and actually a lot of these, I think about 80% of the people that I drew on here, they all responded via Twitter, and some I got to know personally, like my friend Guava Juice here. I actually got to know personally through this particular piece. And what I'm going to show you here is some pieces I did for the Streamy Awards. I did it for 2 years in a row, and what I got to do was whenever a winner would go up to the stage, they would show me drawing the winner. And for me, that was YouTube's acceptance of me into the community. So right here we have Mark Rober, who I actually got to see afterwards, right, and take a picture with his drawing, you know. And here is the film theory and film theory / game theory, especially Matt Pat. I got to meet him. Wonderful guy. He freshly shaved his head at the time. Wonderful guy. And then Jack Douglas, as you guys know him as Jack Films. Again, amazing guy. He's going on tour right now. This is actually a picture that we took the first year where he didn't win, but we took another picture the next year where he actually won. And then Anna Akana, again, wonderful person. It was great talking to her. So this is us here, okay, and this was 2 years ago. Okay, Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link. They're pretty tall. They're very, very tall. Or I'm pretty short. Matt Stefanina. I gotta learn how to dance like these guys. Maybe I'd do better on TikTok if I knew how to dance. Marquise Brownlee, which I had the opportunity to draw him twice because he won both years that I was able to do this. But this is us, me and him this year. And then David's vlog. This was the one from 2017 or 2018. It's always fun. And I got to take a picture with the guys here. Pick the one with his eyes closed. There you go. Drawing Mr. Beast, who I got the chance to talk to his team earlier this year. This is a piece I did for Skip Bayless. At the time he was at ESPN on First Take. They asked me if I could do a special gift for him, so I drew this piece for him, and they actually presented this on his last show before he left. So that's when I got the opportunity to do a 1,000-hour drawing and draw the Star Wars piece for real. And that's what I have in this little square up here. And this is me with my Star Wars piece. This particular piece here took me 1,000 hours, right? Over the entirety of the entire year. I drew all 9 episodes and made it into one big image that was shown in different spots around the world. And this is again at the Regal LA Live. And they had a really cool setup for me here. They had the color on the side. The black and white was actually on the other side of this wall. On the inside, they had the monitors on the inside, again, showing me drawing and a little blurb about me here. And this is actually me in the Dolby Soho in New York. They brought me over there for a signing, and they also had my drawing there. This was a really, really important project for me because it kind of completed the story. I did that original Star Wars piece not thinking anything of it. Not thinking I would get paid for it or, you know, somebody would buy it. Well, maybe I was hoping someone would buy it. Maybe I was hoping someone would buy it. But, you know, I was thinking it was just for my channel and it was done. I never expected Disney to come to me and allowed me to do the 2 greatest professional pieces of work, my favorite professional pieces of work of all time. And that would be the Infinity War piece and this one, the Rise of Skywalker. Skywalker Saga mural. And thank you to Disney for allowing me to do that. So what does the future hold? Only onward and upward from here, doing more content for my channel, doing crazier pieces for me, and most part entertaining you. And it was so much fun going over my journey of artwork, my 20 years of art with you, and because it's been long, it's been extensive, and I think it's something that you could learn from as well. Thank you to my friends at Wix for letting me talk to you about it through building a website here. Again, if you have any questions about any of the features, I have some time codes in the comments down below. Thank you to my friends at Wix for helping me tell my story. I had a long, extensive career in art. It was so much fun, and it's a story I thought that could benefit all of you, because all of you have your own journey. Okay, this was mine. I got to experience everything from comics to movies to video games to film to YouTube now being my primary career, and I couldn't be happier. If you have any questions at all, any questions about your own art career, right? Maybe you're struggling, maybe you're trying to figure out the best way to scratch that itch of being an artist? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you would like to make your own online portfolio, I would love to see it. First of all, check out the link. It would help me a lot if you check out the link that Wix gave me. You could try it out for yourself. Go click that link down below and make your own website. In fact, why don't you show that to me, okay? Why don't you show me the website that you make with Wix? In fact, I might pick a few of them, and if I like your website, I am going to send you some free prints as well. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. 20 years in art, and to me it feels like my journey has just begun. Praise God, I'm not a doctor. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. My name is James. I am the box office artist. I'm here to say keep drawing, and I'll see you all next time.